Hey, hey, Coach. Hey, I was curious with you guys taking the show on the road. I know you guys always, have a blue collar mentality and all that stuff. But is there an added like us against the world message that you have with your team, especially with, having back-to-back losses and maybe a kind of a back against the wall feel?
Well, probably. I mean, we want to win every game, but obviously with the close game loss against A&M and then getting beat by Alabama, losses last a lot longer than wins do. And, it's just no fun when you lose for the team, for any of us. But the bottom line is we have a great opportunity against a good football team to go down there and play hard and win. And so, but yeah, I think there's a little bit to that. They're playing extremely well and favored and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's certainly in our realm of, how we approach teams that are favored over us, which there's been a bunch of them since I've been here, but that's that. Yes, to answer your question.
I was curious from an offensive line coach standpoint, what have you seen from their front on offense?
And I think they're really good. I know they had their left tackle was out last week, but I think they're really good. They're physical. They're running the ball better. They're getting their splits are getting wider and wider this year. Going back to a little bit of what I think Coach did, early in his career, a lot like Texas Tech. They had the big wide splits. They're not quite that wide, but they're running the ball well. They're running out of 20 personnel, running the ball well as well. But there's not a lot of teams that go after them and go blitz them because Roger's so good when he feels and reads man to man. But they haven't. I think they've done a really good job up front, and they're very athletic and obviously very good in pass protection. And a lot of times they don't have to be as good because Rogers will get the ball out so fast, Trey.
Bob.
Hey Sam, Bumper's on the verge of setting the career tackles record. I guess it's kind of been a foregone conclusion since the season started, but just what do you think? I mean, you've coached him now for 3 years. Just what's it been like coaching him? What do you think about him, being set to get this record?
Football's such a physical sport, and linebackers, they have to be tough. And, Bumps went through a lot of different injuries and things of that nature. And to get to this point in his career, I had a talk with him about, his kids when he grows up, what his kids are going to be able to say. And I think one of the greatest things they're going to be able to tell their buddies at school is that hopefully, he can get the record that my daddy had more tackles than anybody else in the history of Arkansas football. I think that'd be really cool. I think that would mean something to him. He certainly has earned it. Played through a lot of games that he didn't feel particularly well, but I hope he gets it, and he certainly has earned it if he does.
He's obviously a captain, fifth year here, and his family's involved in the program, obviously. And just what do you think about Bumper, I guess, all around?
Well, he's very bright, a leader, going to have great success in life because he knows how to work and knows how to treat people, and his family, obviously Maddie's working here, and his mom and dad are great supporters of the university and the football program, and just about as perfect a kid as you'd want to have on your team. He's just, big time leader, and when things are going south, he'll get it redirected, and then when things are going good, he'll credit his teammates. That's always a good young leader.
Thanks.
Hey, Coach, I know injuries are part of the game, but have you ever experienced something like what you're experiencing in the secondary where so many guys at one position are going down?
One time, no. Besides when I was O-line coach at at North Carolina. I think we got to center number. I know we got to at least 4. I don't know if we got to center 5. We were playing Duke at home, and I know we got to number 4. Sometimes it just happens, but no, I mean, let me say this: season-ending injuries, no. Ones that are, you can get back. Certainly, we thought we would have Schlusser back earlier, and we thought we had Brainy back earlier, and those things, and they're just not getting back as fast as what we thought they would, and of course with the 2 with Day and Cat being season long injury or season ending injuries so early in the season has been tough. So to answer your question, Hutch, no, I haven't been around a position like that is out for the year and taking that kind of length to get back.
You talked about Sam Mbake earlier. How did that? How receptive was he to that move whenever you approached him about it? And did he play any corner in high school or?
No, I think the last time he played, well, yes, I think in 10th grade he played a little bit of secondary. He said a lot of middle school stuff. It just came up. Barry was in here, and I'm looking at the board and saying, "Hey, you're not getting this guy back. You're not getting this guy back. Who's our next option up there?" And I mentioned Sam because he had been physical on special teams, and he's got the range and the size and all that. And I said, "Well, let's ask him," and we did. And Sam said, "Can I go back to the receiver in the spring?" And I said, "You certainly can. I don't know if you'll want to or not, but you certainly can." So that's how it happened. And we told him he'd be in a 2 deep when he ran over, and he was. So he's that kind of kid, so I think he's going to be a good player for us, where it's over there or wide out eventually, but he's very talented.
Yeah. So when you talked to him about that, it was more like, hey, this might be temporary, might be permanent. Let's just see how things go.
It was, Tom. I mean, I didn't really put a length on it. He right when I asked him, he said, I'd be more than happy to do it, Coach. Do you think I can go back to receiver in the spring? And that was before he ever had a practice. You know how it is, Tom. He may have changed his mind now and really likes it over there. I don't know. I haven't spoke with him about that, but Barry thinks he's going to help him. And from what I've seen, the drills and things of that nature, he's not used to them. And so, but just playing football, I think what I've seen, he's going to be a fine one over there if he elects to stay over there.
You mentioned a few hours ago, there's a chance KJ could be at the practice. Do you have any further update on that?
I don't right now. They were supposed to talk with him this afternoon. It wouldn't affect, to be honest with you, whether we went to meetings and things of that nature. As soon as we get through here, I'll visit with Dave and see. I do think that he'll be at practice. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what all he'll be able to do. And I think that'll just be kind of off of individual and see how he feels and how he, what he can do. I would be, we've kind of got a rule. You got to practice. You got to do something on Wednesday. Well, not kind of. We do have a rule that you have to participate in practice on Wednesday in order to travel to the game. So that will check that box. So I can tell you he's going to be on the plane.
Okay.
How far? Assuming, Tom, that I don't get from here that he's not going to practice at all. But if he practices at all, he'll be on the plane. And then I really do think. Now, I know you guys may or may not think I'm being real vague on this, but I'm just telling you the truth. I have no idea because I don't know how well he's going to react to physical movement, and if he reacts really well, then we'll have a decision to make of what we're going to move forward. depending on how much he practices today.
Yeah, no, I completely understand you on what you're saying. Completely get that.
Thank you.
On your Wednesday rule though, to say he does a little, would, because of the importance of his position, would you have more consideration for playing time because of that, based on who he is?
Yeah. To be honest with you, it just has everything to do with whether he's going to travel or not. You know, they have to do something. Like we wanted to travel Stu or somebody, I think it was maybe Stewart, maybe a couple of weeks back, or I can't remember who it was. Thought it was Stu maybe. And I said, hey, get him out there to practice, get him in individual, and let's see where he can go. And he went through individual, not great, and this, that, and other, but enough to where you're buying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you know, to see if he's able to travel. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with KJ. Obviously, I think everybody on this call wants him healthy and ready to go and all those things, including myself. So we'll probably just kind of play it by ear over the next 3 days. And if he practices a whole bunch a day, now that would definitely change a lot of things.
Bob?
Hey, Sam, it was the game at Starkville was your first win, and that's where the Jukebox legend, or whatever you want to call it, was born. What do you remember about that? Did you ever think it'd take off like it has?
Well, certainly no, because I never remembered saying it. You know, it was one of them little box music things over by a pole. You know, everybody's away, locker rooms not very good, you know, and it was just sitting there. And at the end, it was a boom box, I think. And I just said, hey, turn that, you know, jukebox on. And I never thought another word of it. And the next thing I know, you got jukeboxes and T-shirts, and the kids liked it. So every time we won, we did that with a lot more spice to it, you know. But no, I never did. Learned a lot about Arkansas right there that day, you know, that people are listening, you know, what you say, you know. And so I learned a little bit that day.
I don't know if you ever noticed this. When you come out for pregame warm-ups in Fayetteville, they play Jukebox Hero over the PA. Did you notice that?
I didn't until I did in the first game, the first time they played it. And then Kyle had said something to me about it. So the next time I went out there, I heard it, you know. I didn't do that, you know. I mean,
Right.
Somebody else did it. Like that, you know, that picture when we had the trophies and I set up on like a throne or whatever. I didn't do that either. That was just made, you know. So
Do you like that they play it? Have you ever had Jukebox Hero on one of your jukeboxes?
I may have jukebox here. Is that REO?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that's not REO. That's Jukebox Hero.
Foreigner, man.
It'll come to my mind here in a minute.
Foreigner.
Great call. Foreigner is a great band, by the way. But yeah, I'm sure I have, because I've been a Foreigner fan for a long time.
Did Saban say anything to you like, hey, they're playing Jukebox Hero for you?
No.
Okay.
Had a good conversation, but the Jukebox Hero didn't come up.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Wrap us up, Hutch.
I've got another off-topic one for you, Coach. I noticed before the Cincinnati game, when you first came out, you walked across the field and talked to Coach Deifel, and looked like she had some recruits there. I saw it again before this past game. I think maybe Coach Neighbors and Coach Van Horn, maybe someone else.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Like, what gave you that? And do they seem appreciative that you're helping with them on the recruiting trail?
Well, it came from Coach Deifel originally. She had texted me, I don't know when COVID was over, I guess last year, and asked, you know, she had some recruits over there. Would I mind come? Because she knew I was a softball fan, and would I mind walking over there and saying hello? And I said, well, sure. So I usually come out at 50. I was coming out at 53, 52. And so I just came out at 55. And then that way I can wave at the student section and go over and see whomever. And then last week, it just happened to be Dave had some you know, Dave was over there and Courtney was over there and Mike was over there, and they all had recruits, and I was very honored to be able to meet them and things of that nature. And then, of course, we had a whole bunch of them over there on our side, so I got back over to that side. But that started with Courtney asking me to come over and say hello, and certainly I want to help. I want to help any way I can, and I think they'd like to bring the recruits because of the atmosphere of the games, you know, and things of that nature. So that's how it started.
I think Courtney's landed 2 of the 3 that you met before the Cincinnati game, so must have done a good
I'm well-
job.
I'm well aware of that. I hope we can recruit for our team as good as we're helping over there, you know. But yeah, I saw that.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate
All
it.
right, guys, have a great weekend.